Step back in time to 221 BC. A fractured land, torn by centuries of conflict, finally kneels before one man, Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of China. History hails him as a unifier, a visionary who forged a nation from warring states. But beneath the veneer of glory lies a much darker story, a legacy written not just in stone, but in blood and fear. Forget the hero you think you know. We're about to uncover the chilling truth of the man who built an empire on terror. Qin Shi Huang's power was absolute, and he wielded it without mercy. Imagine a world where your thoughts are a crime. He outlawed dissent, believing that any idea not his own was a threat. In a terrifying display of control, he ordered the burning of thousands of books, wiping out centuries of philosophy, history, and poetry. And for those who dared to hold on to knowledge, the scholars and intellectuals, hundreds were buried alive, their voices silenced forever in a brutal attempt to erase the past and rewrite history in his own image. In this new empire, the crime of one person could lead to the execution of their entire family. Silence wasn't golden, it was survival. Obsessed with securing his vast empire, the emperor embarked on one of history's most ambitious construction projects, the Great Wall of China. We see it today as a symbol of strength and ingenuity, but for the people who built it, it was a death sentence. It wasn't just built with stone and earth, it was built with human lives. Hundreds of thousands of laborers, peasants dragged from their farms, prisoners of war, and convicted criminals, were forced into brutal labor under horrific conditions. Exhaustion, starvation, and accidents were rampant. Those who perished were often buried directly within the foundations of the wall itself, their bodies becoming part of the structure they were forced to create. The Great Wall is not just a monument. It's a massive, winding tomb, a testament to the immense human suffering that cemented an empire. For all his power, Qin Shi Huang was haunted by one inescapable enemy: death. His fear of mortality grew into a desperate, all-consuming obsession. He craved eternal life and would stop at nothing to achieve it. Expeditions were launched across his empire and beyond, searching for mythical islands and legendary elixirs of life. Alchemists and sorcerers flocked to his court, promising him the secret to immortality. Tragically, the very potions he believed would grant him everlasting life were his undoing. He consumed concoctions laced with mercury, a toxic heavy metal that was, ironically, thought to be a life-extending substance. Instead of preserving him, the mercury slowly poisoned his body and mind, driving him into a spiral of paranoia and madness. The man who conquered all of China was ultimately conquered by his own fear. Even in death, the emperor's obsession with control and power echoes through eternity. His final resting place, a colossal tomb that remains sealed to this day, is a reflection of his life. Grandiose, mysterious, and deadly. And ancient texts describe a subterranean palace complete with rivers of flowing mercury, mimicking China's great waterways, and an arsenal of deadly automated traps designed to kill any intruders who would dare disturb his eternal sleep. And standing guard over this silent king is one of the world's greatest archaeological wonders, the Terracotta Army. Thousands of life-sized, uniquely crafted clay soldiers, archers and cavalrymen, arranged in battle formation, ready to defend their emperor in the afterlife. It is a silent stone army for a king who ruled through fear. Qin Shi Huang was the architect of China, a unifier who standardized currency, writing, and law, creating the foundation of a nation that would last for millennia. But he was also a tyrant who drowned his people in fear, erased knowledge, and sacrificed countless lives for his ambition. His empire endured, but his personal quest for immortality ended in a poisoned, paranoid demise, leaving behind a legacy as complex and shadowed as the great tomb he built for himself. Thank you so much for joining us on this journey into the dark side of history. If you found this story as fascinating as we did, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you won't miss our next deep dive. See you next time.